إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء، واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم، ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد، فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله تعالى، وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم، وشر الأمور محدثاتها، وكل محدثة بدعة، وكل بدعة ضلالة، وكل ضلالة في النار. أما بعد. Respected brothers and sisters in Islam, one of the greatest aspects of this Sharia al-Islam, that Allah Azza wa Jal bestowed upon us, is that it is a Sharia, a set of rulings and regulations and ahkam that has clear purposes and goals. It's not pointless, it's not haphazard, it is not just a set of regulations that Allah Azza wa Jal wanted to impose on us, ta'ala Allah, wa hasha lillah. But it is a Sharia that has goals and crystal clear purposes that we call in the Arabic language al-maqasid, plural of maqsad, maqasid al-Sharia. Allah Azza wa Jal, when He legislated this great Sharia for us, He intended certain purposes and certain goals out of it. And we should all, every Muslim should contemplate that and understand it. For when we do, our appreciation of Allah Azza wa Jal will be so much bigger and greater. Our appreciation and understanding of this deen will be so much greater and so much different. Let's face it, ya Ikhwan, some of the Muslims, may Allah guide us and them, and guide all the Muslims, we think it is just a set of regulations. You should do that, you should do this, you should do that. This is haram, this is halal, this is permissible, this is impermissible. We don't understand the goals and the purposes behind these ahkam. So it is so important that we understand that Allah Azza wa Jal intended certain goals and certain purposes, maqasid for the Sharia of Islam. One of them, one great purpose of the Sharia is the purpose that Allah Azza wa Jal wanted from the Sharia, which is ease and lightening the burden upon us. A lot of us think that this Sharia is hard. We have a lot of things that we must do. There are a lot of mandatory things, there are a lot of orders, there are a lot of recommended things, a lot of other things that we cannot do. But we miss the point that Allah Azza wa Jal actually intended and wanted from the Sharia ease upon us. It is an easy Sharia in every aspect, in every hukum, in every ruling that exists in the Sharia. It is an easy, as Allah Azza wa Jal wanted ease, and He wanted subhanahu wa ta'ala to lighten the burden upon us. And those who contemplate the different ahkam will see that, will see the fingerprints of this ease and lightening of the burden, at-taysir wal-takhfif. You will see it everywhere, literally in every hukum, in every aspect of the Sharia. So we praise Allah Azza wa Jalla for bestowing upon us this greatest ni'mah of Islam, a set of Sharia, Shara'i, that has crystal clear purposes and goals that we can identify. And like I said, it actually should make us more appreciative of Allah Azza wa Jalla, more appreciative of this deen. And Allah Azza wa Jalla actually clarified that for us. And this is, like I said, it is a comprehensive aspect of the Sharia across all the rulings of the Sharia. Allah Azza wa Jalla says, for instance, in the Quran, in the ayah of Surah Al-Hajj, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وجاهدوا في الله حق جهاده هو اجتباكم وما جعل عليكم في الدين من حرج وما جعل عليكم في الدين من حرج ملة أبيكم إبراهيم هو سماكم المسلمين من قبل الآية. The literal translation of this ayah is Allah Azza wa Jalla saying, and strive for Allah with the striving due to Him, as He deserves, subhanahu wa ta'ala. He has chosen you and has not placed upon you in the religion any difficulty. For Allah Azza wa Jalla did not. He did not put any difficulty, any hardship, any burden in any ruling in the Sharia. So all praise due to Allah Azza wa Jalla for making it easy on us, enlightening the burden upon us. In another ayah of Surah Al-Baqarah, where Allah Azza wa Jalla, and this is the ayah of Shahr Ramadan, which talks about the Siyam, which is a ibadah. Let's face it, a lot of people think that it is not an easy ibadah. It's not exactly an easy ibadah. But Allah Azza wa Jalla makes it easy upon us. And He clarified for us why He actually ordered us to fast. Let us look at what He said at the end of the ayah. The ayah starts with شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان. At the end of that ayah, Allah Azza wa Jalla says, يريد الله بكم اليسر ولا يريد بكم العسر ولتكملوا العدة ولتكبروا الله على ما هداكم ولعلكم تشكرون. The meaning of that last portion of the ayah, Allah Azza wa Jalla says, Allah intends for you ease. Imagine, ya akhwan, brothers and sisters, imagine with me for a second that Allah Azza wa Jalla, Rabbul Izzati Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, is telling us about what His intention is. Yuridu, irada. Allah Azza wa Jalla wanted, this is His legislative will, الإرادة الشرعية. Why did He make the Sharia of the fasting during the month of Ramadan? He said, يُرِيدُ اللَّهُ بِكُمُ الْيُسْرَ. Allah intends ease upon you and does not intend any difficulty or hardship upon you. But He wants you to complete the period and to glorify Allah for that which He has guided you. Perhaps you will be grateful. But some of you may say, but wait a minute, brothers, there are a lot of ibadat that we must do. There are a lot of other ahkam that we have to do. We have to do this, we have to do that. How is that easy? And I say absolutely, because Allah Azza wa Jal created us for one purpose, which is إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ, except to worship you. But this worship, which is the purpose and the goal of the Sharia, ya akhwan, it is for the benefit of who? Is it for the benefit of Allah Azza wa Jal? When we worship Him subhanahu wa ta'ala, do we actually add honor to Him? Does He get more honor by us worshiping Him? And does it dishonor Allah Azza wa Jal if we should not? It doesn't. We are the beneficiary of that ibadah. When you pray, when you fast, when you give zakat, when you perform pilgrimage, you and me are the beneficiary of that ibadah. Allah Azza wa Jalla is self-sufficient. Huwa al-Ghani al-Hamid, subhanahu wa ta'ala. We are the one who reaps the benefit of that ibadah. We want the reward from Allah Azza wa Jalla. We are the ones who are in need of the paradise, of entering paradise. Bi-idhnillahi ta'ala, may Allah make us all among its people. So we are the ones who reap that benefit. And should performing the ibadah be accompanied by any hardship, it is not meant for itself. That hardship that may or may not accompany performing the ibadah, Allah Azza wa Jal did not intend it for itself. It is not meant for itself. The ibadah is, sometimes when you perform the ibadah, it may take effort. It may be a little harder to do the ibadah. And that is why Allah Azza wa Jal reward us for that extra effort that you need to put in. If you're sick and you perform the ibadah, it may be harder to perform it. Allah Azza wa Jal reward you for that extra effort and for that extra, amal that you need to put in to perform the ibadah, but it is not meant for itself. What is meant for itself is the ibadah itself. That is why some people may think that, mistakenly, that if I actually come walking to the masjid as opposed to driving, I will get more ajr. We say, no, you're not going to get more ajr for just walking, thinking that you'll get more ajr. Because walking in itself is not meant to perform the ibadah. What is meant is to come and pray. Whether you drive, whether you walk, it's up to you. But walking as opposed to driving will not get you more ajr. You'll get ajr for coming to the masjid as you should and pray in Jama'at al-Muslimin. So the extra effort that you actually put is not meant for itself. But if it takes extra effort beyond what is normal for most people, this is what you get ajr for. Allah Azza wa Jalla even says further in the ayah of Surah Al-Qamar, in the ayah that repeats itself every other ayah. Many times Allah Azza wa Jalla says in Surah Al-Qamar, وَلَقَدْ يَسَّرْنَا الْقُرْآنَ لِلذِّكْرِ فَهَلْ مِن مُدَّكِرٍ. And we have certainly made the Quran easy for remembrance. So is there any who will remember? And the scholars have said, if Allah Azza wa Jal made the Quran easy to be recited and to be remembered and to be memorized, Allah Azza wa Jal likewise made it easy to be practiced and followed. Like Allah Azza wa Jal made it easy to recite and remember, He likewise equally made it easy to follow and to practice in your life. Allahumma laka alhamd. And Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says in the hadith sahih, where the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, بُعِثْتُ بِالْحَنِيفِيَّةِ السَّمْحَةِ. I was sent with al-hanifiyya samha. He quantified it as easy. Samha means that it is easy. And al-hanifiyya, we know that this is the millah, this is the sect of Ibrahim al-Khalil. عليه وعلى رسولنا أفضل الصلاة وأتم التسليم, which is the aqidah of Tawheed. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the core of his message is the call to Tawheed. So he said, بُعِثْتُ بِالْحَنِيفِيَّةِ. I was sent with the sect of Tawheed. Hanifiyya, millat Ibrahim alayhi salam, that is easy. He said, samha, easy. So we see, Akhwan, that Allah Azza wa Jal has bestowed upon us the Sharia, yet at the same time He intended ease. And He intended lightening the burden upon us. And like I said, we see this across all of the Sharia. But there is another type of ease, believe it or not. There is even beyond this what we call at-takhfif al-asli, the basic and principle and foundation ease in the Sharia, which is across the Sharia. But then we see that there is also another type of ease and lightening of the burden that accompanies those special circumstances that we may go through. Allah Azza wa Jalla created us. And we know, He knows subhanahu wa ta'ala how weak we are. And sometimes we may go through certain circumstances that are out of the ordinary, right? Special circumstances. We see that the ease immediately accompany those circumstances. We see in the Sharia, those who contemplate the ahkam, we see that some of the reasons that bring ease, extra ease and lightening of the burden, are, for example, when you are traveling and journeying. Traveling and journeying is not a regular circumstance. It gets immediately accompanied by ease. For example, you can shorten and combine the prayers. Because it's not always easy to pray at the time that you would like to. Another reason for lightening the burden and easing upon you is, for example, sickness. We see that ease comes whenever sickness, whenever the performance of the ibadah, performing the ibadah may increase the sickness, may delay the recovery from the sickness, may cause you extra pain beyond that which is customary and normal for people. If performing the ibadah will cause you to suffer considerably more, then the ease immediately come and accompany that. One of the reasons, also another reason for lightening the burden and easing is, for example, forgetfulness. We all sometimes forget. Allah Azza wa Jal does not hold us accountable for the cases when we forget. But we should make up, and we're going to see some of those cases. Another reason is being forced into doing something that you did not intend to do. You were forced into doing something. Likewise, ease immediately come and accompany that. Another reason we see in the Sharia is that if there is something that is missing, for example, some people may have, for example, they miss a limb, an organ, may not be able to see, may not be able to hear, things that they miss from their body compared to other regular people. Immediately ease and lightening of the burden accompany that as well. Some of the forms that Allah Azza wa Jal has bestowed upon us to ease upon us, upon enlightening of the burden. So for example, sometimes we see that the whole ibadah is dropped upon those people who are going through special circumstances. For example, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says in the hadith sahih, teaching the person and teaching the ummah behind him, he said, "Salli qa'iman," pray standing up. We all have to stand up while praying. فَإِن لَمْ تَسْتَطِعْ فَقَاعِدًا. If you cannot, then pray while sitting. فَإِن لَمْ تَسْتَطِعْ فَعَلَى جَنْبٍ. And if you cannot, then pray on your side. Allahu Akbar. We know that our sisters, when they are going through their period, they don't have to pray, nor fast. That ibadah is dropped completely upon them. And they're excused for that. They're not responsible for that ibadah. We know, for example, that the scholars have said, based on the hadith of the Rasulullah that the woman should not travel alone without a mahram. If a Muslim woman intends to go and perform Hajj, but she cannot find a mahram to accompany her, then she doesn't have to go and perform pilgrimage. Yet she receives the full reward from Allah Azza wa Jal as if she did. And this is the opinion of majority of the scholars, including Imam Abu Hanifa rahimahullah ta'ala. She doesn't have to go and perform pilgrimage as long as she cannot find a mahram and she doesn't miss the reward. Allah Azza wa Jal will reward her for the intention that she wants to make pilgrimage but she cannot find the mahram. Likewise, Allah Azza wa Jal sometimes minimize or cut on the amount of the ibadah. Like I said, when traveling and journeying, you can actually make qasr and make jama'. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to, for example, if he was to initiate the travel after dhuhr time, he would immediately pray dhuhr and asr, combine and shorten before initiating the prayer. If he initiated the travel before dhuhr, then he would actually combine and shorten afterward. Likewise, Allah Azza wa Jal sometimes give us an excuse to not perform the ibadah if we are sick. You make it up afterward. If you fall sick, if somebody falls sick during the month of Ramadan, he or she can break their fasting and then make it up some other later time. Allah Azza wa Jal says, فَمَنْ كَانَ مِنْكُمْ مَرِيضًا أَوْ عَلَى سَفَرٍ فَعِدَّةٌ مِنْ أَيَّامٍ أُخَرَ. And so whoever among you is ill or on a journey, then an equal number of days are to be made up later on. So all of this is from the bounty of Allah Azza wa Jal. Likewise, sometimes we see that Allah Azza wa Jal gives us the choice. If you make an oath and violate your oath, Allah Azza wa Jal gives us option. You have to make kafara for this al-yameen, right? That you violated. Allah Azza wa Jal tells us that you can first free a slave. If you cannot find, or if you cannot, then you fast 60 consecutive days. If you cannot, then you feed the needy. You know, you see it gets easier and easier. As much as you can, you should do, and if you cannot, then you go to the next one. Likewise, Rasulullah, Allah Azza wa Jal tells us in the ayah of Surah Al-Baqarah, talking about the Hajj and the Umrah. We know that if you are performing Hajj and Umrah, right, before Hajj, you shouldn't cut your hair or shave your hair until you perform in Nusuk, until you slaughter on the day of, on the first day, or the day of the Nahar, or the first day of Eid. But Allah Azza wa Jal says, if you have pain or if you are sick in your head, then you can shave ahead of time, earlier, and then you make it up by either fasting, or by giving sadaqah, or by slaughtering a nusuk, slaughtering an animal to make up for shaving your head ahead of time. Allah Azza wa Jal says, وَلَا تَحْلِقُوا رُؤُوسَكُمْ حَتَّى يَبْلُغَ الْهَدْيُ مَحِلَّهُ فَمَنْ كَانَ مِنكُم مَّرِيضًا أَوْ بِهِ أَذًى مِّن رَّأْسِهِ فَفِدْيَةٌ مِّن صِيَامٍ أَوْ صَدَقَةٍ أَوْ نُسُكٍ. And do not shave your heads until the sacrificial animal has reached its place of slaughter. And whoever among you is ill or has an ailment of the head, then a ransom of fasting or charity of sacrifice. You can choose whichever you want. There's no preference. You can either fast, or you can give sadaqah, or you can sacrifice, give another nusuk for making that up. So we see that Allah Azza wa Jalla, it is contrary to what so many people think. Sometimes our soul may whisper to us that this is a hard sharia. Sometimes the shaitan, or definitely the shaitan, whispers to us and wants us to think that it is a hard sharia. The anti-religion people and the atheists definitely are working hard to convince us that this is a hard sharia. But we say absolutely not. Allah Azza wa Jal, one of his intentions, one of his goals of this sharia is that he intended to make it easy and to lighten the burden upon us. فَاللَّهُمَّ لَكَ الْحَمْدُ عَلَى التَّخْفِيفِ وعلى التيسير وعلى نعمة الإسلام and upon this sharia that you bestowed upon us. بارك الله لي ولكم في القرآن العظيم ونفعني وإياكم بما فيه من الآيات والذكر الحكيم. أقول ما تسمعون وأستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله على إحسانه والشكر له على فضله وامتنانه وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله الداعي إلى رضوانه. I bear witness that there is no deity worthy of worship except Allah, and that Muhammad is his servant and last messenger صلى الله عليه وسلم. هذا وصلوا على النعمة المهداة وهذا وصلوا على النعمة المهداة عن نبيكم رسول الله فقد أمركم بذلك المولى جل في علاه فقال عز قائلا عليما في محكم تنزيله قولا كريما إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على عبدك ورسولك محمد النبي الأمي الهادي المصطفى الأمين وعلى أهله الطيبين الطاهرين وعلى أزواجه أمهات المؤمنين. وارض اللهم عن الخلفاء الأربعة الراشدين والأئمة المهديين أبي بكر وعمر وعثمان وعلي وعن الصحابة أجمعين والتابعين ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين وعنا معهم بفضلك وكرمك وجودك يا أكرم الأكرمين. اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين وأذل الشرك والمشركين. اللهم من أرادنا والإسلام والمسلمين بخير فوفقه إلى كل خير، ومن أرادنا والإسلام والمسلمين بشر فرد شره في عنقه واجعل تدبيره في تدبيره واجعل الدائرة تدور عليه يا رب العالمين. اللهم اغفر للمسلمين والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات الأحياء منهم والأموات إنك يا مولانا سميع مجيب الدعوات. اللهم حبب الإيمان إلى قلوبنا وزينه في صدورنا وكره إلينا الكفر والفجور والعصيان. عباد الله إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون فاذكروا الله يذكركم واشكروه على نعمه يزدكم ولذكر الله أكبر والله يعلم ما تصنعون وأقم الصلاة.